Oh, yeah. There's nothing quite like that taste of, gum blood. I poked my my gums with a toothpick accidentally. It's not like I have bad dental hygiene. I also have bad dental hygiene. Okay, so this is Frontiers of the Mind, a throwback game. So we say hello, YouTubes. I am Grimwit. This is Frontiers of the Mind. This very much appears to look like something from the 1995 version of MS-DOS Windows. I think, I think to remember you having to load up Windows through DOS with 95. I know you had to with 3.1. That didn't work. Maybe the start menu. I guess the start menu really is that old, right? That's a big no too. Cool. My hair is disappearing in the background. Hey, give me a second. Okay. Here we go. Now I don't look like I'm disappearing into the background. Hey, Doomlad. Computer looks kind of retro. Thank you. It was very difficult to get the background to look at this. So, this is a horror story. We're going to do a lot of reading. Everybody get comfy. I guess, turn off the lights. Put on headphones. Don't sleep. Let's do this. A study on the Maze Master experiments. I've seen a little bit of this and get it's a Velociraptor rapture. Have you guys heard of Knightmare? Wow, that's really loud. I'm gonna turn this down. But I'm also going to turn down on your end. Because that is really loud. Alright. Have you guys heard of Maze Master? Fuck. Damn it. Knightmare was a television game show. It's spelled with a KN, Nightmare. A television show for the BBC, and it was very clever. Essentially, it had a little boy or girl wear a helmet that effectively blindfolded them, and they couldn't see anything, but they still had to wander around a room that was a green screen. It was a green screen room. Who is the Knightmare? The mayor may or may not be a knight. Very good. We're getting onto a strong start. Strong start. You assholes. Let's check this out. The about. Actually, help. Never mind. Fuck me. Okay. I guess I'll start. Between 1987 and 1994, the British channel Network 7 broadcasted 112 episodes of the TV game show Maze Masters, an interactive adventure targeting young audiences. Well, there's an image here, text here. Doesn't stay up too, it goes off on its own. Can I click anything else? No, I cannot. God, I really dig this music. Yes, this is from Knightmare. This is from Knightmare. Produced by Third Eye Pictures Studios, during 8 seasons, Maze Masters was an adventure role-playing game staging groups of teenagers trapped inside a castle. I do not remember them being teenagers. Also, it was called Knightmare. But we're getting over the conceit, right? Like, they clearly are taking lots of inspiration from Knightmare and calling it their own thing so that it can be creepy and spooky and cool. Okay, that's badass. That's very 90s. Okay, that's cursed as fuck. Bertram, the dungeon master, selected the adventurer who would put on a helmet which partially blinded them. To avoid copyright? I don't think you can. That's the actual helmet. You can't avoid copyright. That's the actual helmet. Also, what's with that face behind him? And they blurred it. Okay, probably. I have the power. Yeah, really, right? In theory, this contestant could only see their own feet and none of the world around them. That is dead on, by the way. That's dead on the helmet of intelligence or something. I don't remember. Their 3 companions help them from afar. Only those companions who see the rooms and trials. Oh, only those. Sorry. Yeah, and they would watch it. But this is a dead-on Knightmare. Okay, I gotta show you guys something. Oh, is it not on? Cool. All right, hang on. I gotta show you. Let me show this to you. Don't worry about that shit. Don't worry about this shit. Don't worry about any of that. This is what we're worried about.
Side step to your left. Right. Okay. Right. Can again.
This is Knightmare. This is the original show.
I was gonna get him wrong. Did you stop? Take side step to your right. Walk forward. Simon, stop. Where am I? You're in a green room with just 2 doors at the end of it.
I have Twitch set to 100. I don't even know.
Proceed with care, but don't delay. Simon, yes, side step to your left.
The skull was their hit points, right? Their face would peel off and they would have a skull. It was all nightmare inducing. So anyway, I'm not going to ask about the rest of it. That's essentially what the show was like, though. 3 people trying to lead a blind person through. 160p is not that small. I used to have a TV that fit on my watch that was 160p, and they embiggened it. Anyway, let's continue with the story. Every episode followed the same pattern, although the riddles and settings could change. I like the mouth. I like the big mouth thing. Only some parts of the show were aired. What? Why would they only air some parts of the show? The different sections of this CD-ROM explore the format and backstage of the show. The idea is to shed new light on the strange events, which have been revealed afterwards. Is that the police? Those aren't British police, those are American police. The names and last names of all persons involved were changed, and their faces digitally transformed. Okay, this is to protect the innocent, guys. That's why it's like this. It's not to worry about copyright. They're already fucked with copyright. So the rest of it is just to protect people involved. American police arresting people for being British. I can believe that. Did the War of 1812 really end? Did it really? 5 years after the end of the show, the truth about the mystery surrounding Third Eye Pictures' activities has not yet been verified with certainty. Therefore, we wish to protect the anonymity of the persons involved. Okay. Okay. Just out of curiosity, what does back do? Same thing as menu. Cool. Alright. So, what do you guys want? We have players, characters, rooms, entities, objects, or experiments. Let's leave more till later. Because I suspect this is more behind the scenes. But right now, it's just talking about the show Maze Master. So where do you guys want to go first? Yeah, this is very much a 90s DVD, but it's not DVD. This is CD-ROM technology. Forget the fact that it's 4 gigs big, which is about the right size for a DVD. Forget that. This is a CD. This is a CD point-and-click infotainment. Let's go in order, says Doomlad. Anybody else want to go in order? We can start with the players, with the faceless kids, and Lord Voldemort here, which is pretty damn cool. Not gonna lie. Myst was 4 gigabytes? No, Myst was, no, 4 gigs? 4 gigs was not CD size. Am I going crazy here? I thought DVDs were 4 gigs. Was DVDs 8 gigs then, or some shit? Could have swore CDs were like 800 megs. In order sounds good. Okay, we'll go in order. Oh, I just didn't jump right in. Okay, these are creepy. Are we still going in order? Yeah, DVDs are 4 gigabyte. Yeah, see, thank you. Thank you. CDs are like 800K or 800 meg. I was there when the megabyte capacity of humans failed. Oh, 650 to 700. I overestimated. We's gonna talk about the past. I guess casting, the Dungeon Master controversies, or the Bristol kids. What do you guys want? It says interactive. I can't choose on my own. I can only read. Just say in the background. Adventures, Colonel, we 8 congealed to be the team MVE do selected to go titles. Remember that we explained to you years to represent their school to be transglepitted this auto juice. We are delighted to be able. Oh. How can you read that at 160p? Actually, I have a Sierra point-and-click game that came on 2 CDs. Though the second CD was literally just for in-game puzzles and ending cutscenes. And you could put in the CD. I remember that. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. I remember Sierra games. They're hell and a half to play, though, because they run on Moon Logic. Let's just go in the beginning, since you guys aren't choosing. I'm going with casting. Help! Come on, you're a help button. You're supposed to help me. The children chosen to take part in the show were selected according to a particular process. First, they had to send a cover letter to the production and to give a certain number of details such as their school reports, their hobbies, and the sports they practiced, along with their food intolerances or medical treatments. Why would you need to know that last part? Location-based drama. The old mixed data CD, music CD was pretty cool back then. Yeah, I had, that's how I got the Sonic Boom. Actually, it was just Sonic CD which is technically the second game of the series, and Sonic 2 is the third game. Because at the end of the Sonic CD, you could see Tails that would say, "See you next game," but he didn't appear in Sonic CD. But we did get Amy, right? Before she was transformed into an echidna. My personal child health record. That is the creepiest fucking teddy bear. When their application was accepted via a standard letter, the kids were invited to go to a closet audition. What is a closet audition? We are pleased to inform you that your son-daughter team have been selected to take part in your region's redacted autism. Their Rodulated are being held at redacted. Tell so redacted. Your son-daughter's team should attend 4 auditions at the above address. New map for directions. On Thursday, the 16th, April 1992 at 12:45. Why is this written by hand? Not closet audition. Closet. Oh, closest. The closest. Please report on security redacted, who will direct you to the appropriate room. We have tried. Can you tell? I swear to God, I can read English. Maybe. This is just British. That's what the problem is. We have tried to approximate any delays for participation in the audition, but it should be noted that team may bow to wait 15 to 20 minutes for the audition. Please cope 8 and return at boom is possible. The tart slip at the front of this paper confirms your attention. These auditions. Is it? You know what I meant? Yeah, it just says right there with the capital S in the middle. That's Clossest. Anyway. Clossest is best. Put your sister to the test. Might have got that word wrong. The kids were invited to the closest. It still looks like closest. Whatever. God damn it. Wow. That is British. Look at the car. What? Why is this important? Why is that important? Once there, they introduced to the show writers and the members of the shooting crew. Then the casting director would have them pass a test called intuition test, which according to the witnesses was probably a sort of disguised Ganzfeld protocol. Alright, it's homework time. Ganzfeld protocol. Define. Thank you. Then the that probably has something to do with it. Wait, that's the cover of the Time magazine's special hardback edition of the paranormal research. Hang on. Time magazine hardcover ESP. Sorry, let's try paranormal. I know it's in there. I've seen this cover before. It keeps... Okay, maybe if I like 1990s. I mean, I'm getting close. I really like this picture here. That's pretty good. Anyway. Yeah, they're doing the card thing. Ganfield is a psychoanalysis, basically making sure the Vic participants wouldn't go bonkers. Oh, I misremembered. Dommy is correct. What? Oh, it's ESP stuff. Yeah. He just called you Dommy. Do not abuse that mistake. Ooh, that's cool. The kids had to take a telepathy test involving cards covered with specific symbols, and during which they had to guess the Zinner card chosen by their companion. Zinner card? I recognize these. This man has 3 eyes. The children always described this experience as a funny session, and they apparently never realized they were taking a cognitive test. Oops, nope, back up. Oh. Curious. In all likelihood, the kids' roles during the show were determined by the results of those tests. Allegedly, the child with the lowest results was assigned to wear the helmet during that episode. This is a horse. That is a fork. Therefore, the choice made by the Dungeon Master was not arbitrary. It had been planned long before. No, you can't do that. A few days later, the kids would receive a phone call telling them if they were selected or not. I found a purpose for the help button. That woman at the bottom right is really creepy looking. It looks like she has one eye. A little red dot in the middle of the eye. Redacted, redacted, redacted. Go to the Dungeon Master. That's really creepy the way they cover his eyes. Attack of the Unicode. Yeah. Bertram was a main figure in this adventure. He was both companion and potential threat. Dungeon Master, Monk, plus CK Guard, Lilith. What? Wall Monster. Algarth. Algarth, that's Norse, isn't it? His objective was to help the players when they needed assistance and to make their journeys harder if they sailed through the challenges. He was he was the rubber band. He was the rubber band. He made things more difficult if they were finding it too easy, and he made things easier if they found it too difficult. He knew by heart all the rules of the game, and he had access to the solutions of all the riddles of the castle. As the Dungeon Master, Bertram controlled the game's rhythm. In case of conflict, he was the only judge entitled to decide. Now, remember that video that I showed, right? The guy that was sitting behind them that was dressed up like this guy, basically, Bertram. I don't remember what his name was in Knightmare. This was exactly his purpose. Glad I got tea. Okay. Is that one of the kids? No, he's too tall to be a kid. Also, remember when we wore capes? Why did we stop wearing capes? However, several members of the studio asserted that he was wearing an earpiece during the shootings. Here's the helmet. Oh, that's creepy as fuck. Why did you have to do it that? Could you not, like, do something, like, put a little happy face over him or something? Bertram is an iconic character of the show, and he left his mark on a whole generation of young viewers. One could say he touched a lot of young viewers. Probably shouldn't say it too loudly, though. Although the investigation revealed that he knew nothing about Third Eye Pictures' doings, Bertram got himself noticed for other reasons. Hey, Untrusted. In several letters of complaint that were sent to Network 7's headquarters reporting the fainting fits, migraines, and headaches afflicting some children. We don't wear capes, probably because the cops to shoot us. So why take the chance? Wait, does that... Are they shooting Superman? What the fuck? No, it's alright, Untrusted. I know you're doing your own thing. We're reading along. You missed me misreading a lot of shit, including Closeted. Closeted. He's not the only British touched kids, yeah. Some British celebrities do that. They touch them right here. I'm pointing at my heart. And not anywhere else. Bastards. Those incidents mostly happened when the actor would perform the Bertram stare during the final shot of the episodes. This stare was described by young viewers as hypnotic and or terrifying. What is up with this guy's eyes? Several adults reported having similar reactions while watching those sequences. What am I looking at? Lost Cities, yeah. I guess, hey, Untrusted Life, why don't you tell YouTube what the Lost Cities mod is that you're making right now? I'm gonna read this. The Dungeon Master is the only character who was never replaced during an 8 seasons of the show. I think that was true of Knightmare as well. It was the same guy. He was kind of... Right, he was like the Mr. Rogers of the whole show. Only God, I can take this in so many bad directions. How do I get kicked off of YouTube faster? Also the stare, the Bertram stare. That was cool. Let's go over controversies. During the game, the children seemed delighted and positive, and it positively affected the show. Help! Bertram, don't loom. Don't loom, Bertram. Bad Bertram. The audience ratings were among the best of the channels, and the show even won several prizes, thanks notably to the wonderful work of the writers, crew, and of the artists in charge of the show's artistic direction. That's another thing. Knightmare had amazing artistic direction. I should watch that show just to get an idea for character designs, if I'm honest. My eyes! God, that is a cool-ass dragon. How much money went into that? Somebody had to make that. Somebody had to make that, and it looks good. Because there was practical effects. They couldn't do it digitally. Even though they also had digital effects. Badass. As for the different experimental protocols, they were always so subtle and so well designed that there were never any suspicions, and they never disturbed the kids in the short and medium term. Agree to disagree, otherwise this wouldn't be a creepy show. Whoa, that's an unhappy room right there. At the end of each adventure, the kids would receive a certificate on which was written the text supposed to cleanse the different parapsychic suggestions to which they had been exposed. Home. Okay, in Knightmare, they also provided a certificate to children that had figured out how to get through the castle's maze. So that part is also accurate. It's actually playing pretty close to home here. Here, have a pewter statue. It's a giant's miniature. Although we do not know the exact number of accidents which occurred, two of them have been certified. The first one involves prototype number 2. This is the hit point system from Knightmare, by the way, if you're wondering what you're looking at. This is from the Knightmare show. Basically, you started with a full helmet, and it got peeled away until you were just a face. Then the face got peeled away, then the skull, and then finally your eyes. And that's how you died. This version of the helmet made it possible to show the adventurer's mental health in real time. Ooh, cool. Thanks to the captors connected... What? Thanks to the captors connected to the pulse and to the back of the kid's eyes... What?! The software was supposed to display a face which would change color according to the stress level of the player. To the back of the kid's eyes? What? Why? Did parents not have a problem? We need to perform surgery on your child for this show. Don't worry, his eyes will be fine at the end of the day. We hope. Okay, that's also the hit point system from Knightmare. That is still the hit point system from Knightmare. During one of the episodes, the face suddenly turned into something gruesome, the skin peeling off on its own until there was nothing left but a sinister skull. This is repurposing the creepy imagery from Knightmare. They got free healthcare, so surgery is not a big deal. Yeah, well, no, it's Britain, so offering surgery to children for a children's show in the 90s is like handing out candy. The American equivalent would be holding the door open for somebody walking into a 7-Eleven. I really love this music. I've been listening to this music all day. Did I mention that? Go look at the music. The kids wearing the helmet started to cry uncontrollably, and the episode had to be stopped in order to remove the device from the helmet. And from the back of the kid's eyes. Not called Bertram and Showed, was called TrueGuard. That's right. I bet you okay, BBC is kind of funny when it comes to old shows. They sometimes will purposefully put it all on YouTube, just for nostalgia's sake. Like, what is it, Rodney Rat Race, I think is what it was called. I found episodes of that. I might be able to find Knightmare. It was fairly beloved. The second incident is even more striking, and apparently it was not related to the helmet itself, since no particular device had been integrated during this episode. In the course of a discussion with the jester, the player suddenly had an important nosebleed beneath the helmet. That's a very important nosebleed. Holy crow, this thing ran 8 years. Yeah, so did this one. Maze Masters ran 8 years as well. But yeah, like, look it up. Knightmare is amazing. Like, for what they did at the time, there was a hell of a lot of money and quality put into the damn thing. Yes, the Knightmare game show was real, only it's spelled with a K. Put a K in front of what you just wrote, and then yes. The so-called nosebleed episode turned out to be a starting point of problems related to the Jester. See the Jester incident. That's a lot of blood. I'm pretty sure that blood wasn't in there. The Bristol kids. Interesting. The cases of the Bristol kids date back to the pilot episode, which was supposed to convince potential broadcasters to buy the show. Which means, of course, that, like, this was for Channel 7. The Jester incident. We can look up the Jester incident after this if you like. The contestants were around 14 years old, and at the time of the shooting in 1986, they must be around 30 today. They're still around. What am I looking at here? Is that a mask or a shield? I think that's a shield. We ignore the protocols and the players were exposed to, and it took several years for the disturbing points to be revealed. We do? Why do we ignore the protocols? The four young wieners, pursued brilliant studies right after the show, although they initially had low to middle grades at school. Okay. Hard to do good homework without any eyes. They were 14 in 86, so they're 53 now. Oh, Christ, don't remind me how old I am. They developed a particular skill in biology and maths so much that they skipped several years and joined special curriculums. I don't know how British schools work. I think it's primary and secondary school, and then maybe you go to a college, right? Which is secondary school necessary? A lot of different P&Gin tubers talking about the same game. Cool. I like that. I like that I'm part of the P&G tuber. Not the VTubers, the P&G tubers. This is good. What am I looking at? The graph is a squiggly man who's bowling, and his ball is going towards that mountain. And I think this is a cartoon crab claw. The most disturbing element is that those young people did not know each other before the show, and they did not keep in touch any particular way after the shooting. Eventually, in 1996, the four former contestants were invited all together, and by chance, to the prize-giving ceremony of a mathematics award, and that is where they connected the dots. What dots? There are now, like, high schoolers, secondary schoolers. They're, like, got intelligences, and they were all on the same show. Are these the dots they're connecting? Proving the connection with the show would be ultimately involved some speculations, but their participation to Maze Master's pilot episode is the only common point between the four gifted persons. Persons, not boys. I think they were all boys. Oh my God, what happened to your head? Sent you an image? Really? Gonna have to wait for a second. Thank you for the pog emote. I enjoy those floating around my face. No similar event had been reported with the other contestants. Why is that man punching another man's dick? Okay, that's the end of this. Do you want to look up the Jester incident? While you're doing that, he wants me to look at something on Discord, and he wants me to show the class, I'm sure. Unless it's porn. Hope it's not porn, because this is going on YouTube. That's really weird. Okay, that's a VTuber. That's not a PNG tuber. That is clearly a VTuber. Although they are in the same color scheme. Neat. Weird. Jester incident! Jester incident! We gotta do the Jester incident. So this is the Jester incident. Interested in entities? Me too. Yeah? Okay, that is the Jester from Knightmare. You know, digitally enhanced. I don't know if there's a code or if it's just here's 9 images of a creepy Jester. It's gotta be a code, right? There's gotta be a code. He's happy. Wish I were that happy. I'd never leave my house. There'd be no reason to leave my house if I'm that happy. There's a Punchin' Judy. There's a Jester, there's a Jester, here's a Jester, there's a Jester. Would you like to touch a Jester? Get a Jester on the Jester. Jester, Jester, not a Jester. Jester, Jester, duck. I feel like this is a good spot to stop and pause for a little bit. Short first episode. Take a break. Have a laugh. Have many laughs. Have all the laughs. So we'll be right back and take a little break and make a cut for you. I'm going to say, would you like to be a Jester too? I am a Jester. I am Grimwit Dick Clown.